Looking for the perfect potluck dish that everyone will love? From creamy casseroles to nostalgic snacks, we've got the top 15 classic recipes that will steal the show at your next gathering. Keep watching to discover the tasty favorites that have stood the test of time. The 1970s was a golden era for cuisine, where the public was treated to a wealth of culinary delights that graced dinner tables and potlucks alike. If you're eager to indulge in some nostalgic flavors from that time, wondering which treats would satisfy your cravings, then come along as we revisit 10 iconic potluck dishes from the 1970s that have since faded from the spotlight. 1. Pineapple chicken food lovers. Today I'm going to show you how to make pineapple chicken. In the 70s, this dish was the star attraction at any potluck. It combined the sweet and tangy taste of pineapple with the savory richness of chicken, resulting in a tropical dish that was both exotic and easy to make. This was an affordable and accessible treat, thanks to the rise of Polynesian-inspired cuisine that became popular in America after World War II, with a significant influence from soldiers returning from the Pacific. Their dish's origin traces back to Hawaii, known for its abundance of pineapples. Pineapple chicken was a blend of American, Asian, and Polynesian flavors, making it an extraordinary fusion of cultures. What made it so special was its simplicity. You didn't need Michelin star skills to whip up a batch of this sweet and savory dish. It was easy to prepare and undeniably delicious. Often made with canned pineapple, this dish featured bite-sized chicken pieces marinated in a soy sauce and ginger mixture. After browning, the chicken would be simmered in a sticky glaze made from pineapple juice, soy sauce, and brown sugar, forming a caramelized coating. The balance of sweet pineapple and savory chicken made it a crowd pleaser throughout the 70s. To make this dish, all you needed were boneless, skinless chicken thighs, pineapple chunks, soy sauce, brown sugar, grated ginger, and a little oil. Marinate the chicken thighs in pineapple juice, soy sauce, and ginger for at least 30 minutes. Heat oil in a skillet and brown the chicken on both sides. Add pineapple chunks and brown sugar, then simmer until the sauce thickens and the chicken is fully cooked. The refreshing, tangy pineapple, paired with savory soy sauce and ginger, made it a hit at potlucks. But as food trends shifted toward fresher, more complex flavors, pineapple chicken slowly faded out of favor. Not because it wasn't delicious, but because our palates evolved. 2. Jello salad. Just as eye-catching as pineapple chicken, Jello salad was another iconic dish of the 70s. Now, you might think of Jello molds as a relic from the 50s or 60s, but in the 70s, this was the epitome of modern cooking. Far from a traditional salad, Jello salad was a gelatin-based fruit or vegetable mold, often incorporating cottage cheese, canned fruit, nuts, and even vegetables like carrots or celery. It had a vibrant, almost neon appearance that made it a showstopper at any potluck. The popularity of Jello salad stemmed from its convenience and its ability to be made ahead of time. But it wasn't just practical, it was also a status symbol. Serving this colorful salad conveyed sophistication and elegance. Although Jello had been around since the late 19th century, it wasn't until the mid-20th century that it became a household staple. During the Great Depression and World War II, Jello was a cheap, easy-to-make alternative to more expensive dishes, and by the 70s, it was a common fixture in nearly every home. Jello salad was especially loved for its playful presentation. Layers of brightly colored gelatin mixed with whipped toppings, fruits or vegetables set in decorative molds. To recreate this nostalgic dish, you'll need some Jello, crushed pineapple, cottage cheese, and whipped topping. Dissolve the jello in boiling water, then add cold water and mix in the pineapple or any other fruit you prefer. Let the mixture set slightly, then fold in the cottage cheese and whipped topping. Pour everything into a mold and refrigerate until it firms up. Eventually, Jello salad faded as healthier, fresher options became the trend in the 80s and 90s. However, for those who experienced it, the dish remains a nostalgic memory of potluck culture, a comforting, creative staple that always brought something special to the table. From the colorful appeal of Jello salad, we now move on to a comforting, creamy classic that was equally iconic in the 70s, tuna casserole. On today's Stay at Home Chef, I am showing you how to make this beloved dish. Few meals are as emblematic of mid-century American cooking as tuna casserole. A true staple of the 70s and beyond, this dish originated during the post-war era when canned goods and convenience foods were all the rage. Combining tuna, noodles, peas, and a creamy sauce, tuna casserole was the ultimate comfort food, making it affordable and easy to prepare. This dish became a potluck favorite because it was filling and could feed a crowd. Typically made with canned cream of mushroom soup, tuna, egg noodles, and topped with a layer of crushed potato chips or breadcrumbs. The casserole baked into a creamy, crunchy masterpiece. To recreate this dish, you'll need canned tuna, egg noodles, cream of mushroom soup, frozen peas, and crushed potato chips. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, mix the tuna, cooked noodles, soup, and peas, then pour into a baking dish and top with the potato chips. Bake for 25 to 30 minutes until golden and bubbly. Although tuna casserole was once the star of potlucks, its popularity waned as people began moving away from processed foods, opting instead for fresher, lighter dishes. Despite its decline, another dish with a more refined reputation emerged as a luxurious alternative: beef bourguignon. While beef bourguignon might seem like an unusual entry on list of 70s potluck favorites, it gained popularity during the era thanks to Julia Child's famous recipe from Mastering the Art of French Cooking. Originating in the Burgundy region of France, this slow-cooked beef stew dates back to the 19th century, when meat was simmered in wine to make it tender and flavorful. Beef bourguignon combines red wine, bacon, onions, and mushrooms, all simmered together until the meat becomes melt-in-your-mouth tender. It was the perfect dish for potlucks since it could be made ahead of time and often tasted even better the next day. Interestingly, beef bourguignon's richness and depth made it an elegant alternative to simpler, more traditional dishes at potlucks, adding a touch of sophistication to the spread. Beef bourguignon is the national dish of France. To recreate this delicious French classic at home, you'll need beef chuck, red wine, sliced bacon, diced onions, carrots, minced garlic, beef broth, and of course, a touch of seasoning. Begin by marinating the beef in red wine overnight. Next, brown the bacon in a pot and set it aside. In the same pot, brown the beef in the rendered bacon fat, then add onions, garlic, and carrots, cooking until softened. Return the bacon and beef to the pot, then add the wine, beef broth, and herbs. Let everything simmer on low heat for 2 to 3 hours until the beef becomes melt-in-your-mouth tender. Beef bourguignon brought a sophisticated flair to potlucks, but eventually it was overshadowed by the rise of simpler, more convenient recipes in the 80s. After experiencing the savory richness of this historic stew, it's time to indulge our sweet tooth with next treat. Another potluck favorite, Black Forest cake. 5. Black Forest cake. Today we're making Black Forest cake, a cake that truly captures the essence of indulgence. Few desserts are as visually stunning and decadent as this German classic, which made its way into American potlucks during the 70s. With its layers of rich chocolate cake, whipped cream, and cherries, Black Forest cake quickly won the hearts of dessert lovers everywhere. As global flavors began influencing American kitchens, home cooks embraced the chance to bring a touch of European elegance to their potlucks. And this luxurious dessert was the perfect choice. The balance of rich, moist chocolate cake paired with the tartness of maraschino cherries and the light, airy whipped cream created a delightful combination of flavors. To make your own Black Forest cake, gather flour, sugar, cocoa powder, baking soda, eggs, milk, maraschino cherries for topping, heavy cream, and dark chocolate shavings. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and prepare two 9-inch round cake pans. In a bowl, combine flour, sugar, cocoa powder, and baking soda. Add eggs, milk, and boiling water and mix until smooth. Bake the cakes for 30 to 35 minutes. Once they've cooled, layer them with whipped cream and cherries. Then top with more whipped cream and dark chocolate shavings. While Black Forest cake may have faded from modern potluck tables, its legacy as a showstopper dessert lives on. 6. Watergate salad. Now, let's talk about Watergate salad, a dish as colorful as it is controversial. Watergate salad is an iconic 70s dessert that made its mark at potlucks. Its vibrant pastel green hue and combination of pistachio pudding mix, pineapple, marshmallows, and whipped topping made it both a dessert and a conversation starter. But where did the name come from? Some believe it was served at the Watergate Hotel, while others think it was a clever marketing tactic to capitalize on the Watergate scandal. Regardless of its origin, this dish remains a quirky relic from the 70s that was as fun to talk about as it was to eat. Watergate salad became a media sensation in the 70s, thanks to its fluffy, sweet, and slightly nutty flavor, which made it a hit at potlucks where convenience and quick prep were key. This dish not only became a favorite in the US, but also influenced other global cuisines like Australian and Canadian cooking. To make your own Watergate salad, you'll need pistachio pudding mix, crushed pineapple, marshmallows, chopped walnuts, whipped topping, and maraschino cherries for garnish. In a large bowl, mix the instant pistachio pudding with the crushed pineapple, juice included. Then fold in the mini marshmallows and chopped walnuts if you're using them. Gently mix in the whipped topping until everything is well combined. Refrigerate for at least an hour to let the flavors melt together and top with maraschino cherries just before serving. Watergate salad became beloved for its eye-catching color and unique flavor combination. However, its reliance on processed and artificial ingredients led to its gradual disappearance from modern health-conscious tables. Next up, we have another nostalgic dish that once ruled weeknight dinners: fish sticks. It might seem strange to bring fish sticks to a potluck, but in the 70s, they were a popular choice at casual gatherings. First introduced in 1953, fish sticks quickly became a hit among both kids and adults, thanks to their delicious taste and affordability. The frozen food revolution of the 50s and 60s made fish sticks a household essential, and by the 70s, they had become a regular at family dinners and potlucks. Of all the frozen food innovations that emerged during that time, such as chicken sticks, ham sticks, and even veggie sticks, fish sticks are the only one that has truly stood the test of time. Developed by Gortons in the 50s, fish sticks were born out of a need to reduce food waste by breading and freezing smaller pieces of fish that would otherwise have been discarded. This clever approach not only made fish sticks affordable and convenient, but it also made them a beloved snack for generations. Fish sticks were a quirky and widely accessible dish that gained popularity in the 70s. Interestingly, the dish was originally known as fish sticks before the name fish sticks stuck. If you'd like to try a homemade version of this classic, you'll need cod or haddock fillets, breadcrumbs, flour, eggs, and a bit of salt and pepper. Begin by seasoning the fish sticks with salt and pepper. Then dredge each piece in flour, dip it into beaten eggs, and coat it with breadcrumbs. Heat oil in a skillet and fry the fish sticks for about 3 to 4 minutes per side or until golden brown. Drain them on paper towels and serve with tartar sauce or lemon wedges. While the homemade version of fish sticks added a fresh twist to this childhood favorite, the frozen processed variety eventually fell out of favor as home cooks started to favor fresh whole foods. However, the spirit of experimentation from that time still shines through in the next dish. 8. Pasta Primavera. Pasta Primavera is often regarded as the quintessential 70s dish, though its origins may surprise you. Despite the Italian name, Pasta Primavera didn't come from Italy, but was created in New York's Look restaurant in the mid-70s by chef Sergio Maxion, who was inspired by his experience in Canada. The term primavera means spring in Italian, referring to the fresh, vibrant vegetables used in the dish. At a time when heavy meat-centric meals were the norm in American diets, Pasta Primavera offered a refreshing, colorful alternative. It introduced a lighter and healthier twist to the American palate. To make your own Pasta Primavera, you'll need pasta, sliced zucchini, yellow squash, red bell peppers, cherry tomatoes, minced garlic, olive oil, grated parmesan, and fresh basil for garnish. Start by cooking the pasta. In a large skillet, heat olive oil and sauté garlic until fragrant. Then add zucchini, squash, and bell peppers, cooking until just tender. Toss in the cherry tomatoes and cooked pasta, mixing everything together. Sprinkle with parmesan and garnish with fresh basil before serving. Pasta Primavera offered a lighter option for potlucks, providing a refreshing break from the heavier, meat-centric dishes of the 70s. But like many dishes from that era, its popularity waned as more convenient options emerged. Though it might have faded from the potluck scene, it remains one of the top 10 most popular pasta dishes in the United States today. 9. Moussaka moussaka is a hearty, comforting Mediterranean dish with deep roots in Greek cuisine. This baked dish has become one of the most well-known Greek staples. While many are familiar with its rich layers of egg, eggplant, minced meat, and creamy bechamel sauce, moussaka was originally introduced to the wider world through Mediterranean cuisine in the 70s, making its way onto potluck tables as a warm, flavorful option. Moussaka is a classic Mediterranean dish, especially popular in Greek cuisine, though it has variations across different regions. The version that became a favorite in the 70s usually consists of layers of eggplant, ground meat, and a rich, creamy bechamel sauce. It's hearty, comforting, and full of deep, complex flavors that make it a guaranteed crowd pleaser. The origins of moussaka trace back to the Ottoman Empire, with early versions appearing throughout the Middle East, the Balkans, and even beyond. The Greek variation that we most commonly associate with moussaka today was popularized by chef Nicolas Selles in the early 20th century. As a Mediterranean dish, moussaka stood out with its distinct layers of fried eggplant, savory meat, and cheesy, creamy topping, making it the perfect adventurous dish for guests seeking to explore beyond typical American casseroles. and it certainly exceeded all expectations. Though moussaka requires time and effort to prepare, the flavor it delivers is unmatched. Its combination of spiced meat, tender vegetables, and creamy sauce offers an exotic yet comforting experience. If you're making this at home, here's what you'll need: large eggplants, ground lamb or beef, finely chopped onions, minced garlic, crushed tomatoes, ground cinnamon, allspice, spices, olive oil, butter, flour, milk, and grated Parmesan cheese. Begin by preheating the oven and arranging the eggplant slices on a baking sheet. Drizzle them with olive oil and roast for about 20 minutes, flipping them halfway through. In a large skillet, saute the onions and garlic until soft, then add the ground meat and cook until browned. Stir in the crushed tomatoes, cinnamon, allspice, salt, and pepper, and simmer for 20 minutes until thickened. For the bechamel sauce, melt butter in a saucepan, stir in the flour, and cook for a minute. Gradually whisk in the milk, cooking until thickened, then stir in the cheese and set aside. In a baking dish, layer half of the eggplant slices on the bottom, top with the meat mixture, and then layer the remaining eggplant slices. Pour the bechamel sauce on top and spread it evenly. Bake for 30 to 40 minutes until golden brown and bubbly. Let it cool for a few minutes before serving. Moussaka brought a warm, rich Mediterranean touch to 70s potlucks, offering a flavorful and impressive option that delighted those willing to step out of their comfort zone. It was the perfect dish for those with a bold palate, eager to try something beyond their regular fare. And now, to wrap up this list, we return to something far simpler, but no less beloved: cheese balls and logs. If you attended a party or potluck in the 70s, you were almost certain to encounter the iconic cheese ball, or its equally famous counterpart, the cheese log. These appetizers perfectly embodied mid-century entertaining, offering both ease and indulgence, winning hearts and tantalizing taste buds. Cheese balls gained popularity due to their versatility and simplicity. The basic version featured a mixture of cream cheese and shredded cheddar, but variations often included ingredients like blue cheese, garlic, onions, Worcestershire sauce, and more, allowing hosts to personalize the dish to suit their taste. They were incredibly convenient to prepare ahead of time and easy to transport, making them a favorite choice for potlucks, especially during the holidays. Cheese balls were also commonly gifted to friends and family as a holiday treat. The origins of the cheese ball in America date back to the early 19th century, when a massive 1,235-pound cheese ball was presented to President Thomas Jefferson in 1811. However, the party-sized versions we know today truly became a sensation in the mid-20th century. By the 70s, cheese balls and logs were a fixture at every gathering, delighting guests with their rich, savory flavor and fun presentation. Though their popularity has waned over time in favor of more modern appetizers, cheese balls have remained a nostalgic favorite, often making a comeback at festive occasions like Christmas or New Year's Eve to wow guests once again. To make a cheese ball or log, you'll need softened cream cheese, shredded cheddar cheese, chopped green onions, Worcestershire sauce, garlic powder, chopped pecans, and a pinch of paprika. In a large mixing bowl, combine the cream cheese, cheddar cheese, green onions, Worcestershire sauce, and garlic powder, mixing until well combined. Shape the mixture into a ball or log, then roll it in the chopped nuts to coat the exterior. Wrap in plastic wrap and refrigerate for at least 2 hours or until firm. Serve with crackers, breadsticks, or sliced vegetables. The cheese ball or log remains a beloved symbol of 70s potluck culture, its versatility and convenience making it a go-to appetizer whether you were hosting or attending a party. Although contemporary appetizers have taken center stage, these cheesy delights still make an appearance, especially for those who appreciate a retro throwback. Now, moving on to our next treat, the lemon lime poke cake. This cake became a popular choice in the 70s, especially with the rise of poke cakes. Initially, poke cakes were made with flavors like vanilla and chocolate, but soon fruit-infused varieties like lemon lime became a hit, especially during the warmer summer months. Today, there are many variations of the lemon lime poke cake, often topped with whipped cream or other delicious fillings, making it a refreshing and nostalgic dessert, perfect for potluck tables. If you were looking to bring a bit of nostalgic comfort to your table, this next dish is a classic: scalloped corn casserole. A simple 4-ingredient recipe that's a family favorite, especially Rick's dad. Nothing says home quite like a casserole, and scalloped corn casserole has been a heartwarming staple at potlucks for generations. Combining canned sweet corn with creamy ingredients, this dish is the epitome of American comfort food. It's a creamy, bubbling casserole topped with toasted, buttery cracker crumbs. Perfect for family gatherings. While it's widely enjoyed today, scalloped corn is believed to have its roots in New England, where it was common to bake foods like potatoes, clams, oysters, onions, and tomatoes in cream. The term scalloped typically refers to something baked with cream, often incorporating cheese in a style similar to a French gratin. However, the debate on whether to use heavy cream, condensed milk, or white sauce, also known as bechamel, continues among chefs, each bringing their own spin to this comforting dish. To make your own scalloped corn casserole, you'll need canned sweet corn, butter, milk, and buttery crackers. First, preheat your oven and grease a baking dish. Combine the corn, butter, and milk in the dish. Then top with crushed crackers. Bake until golden brown and bubbly. You can't go wrong with this easy-to-make dish that's as satisfying as it is simple. Serve it warm and you're guaranteed to bring smiles all around. A staple at elegant gatherings in the 70s, particularly for those seeking a light, refreshing snack at potlucks. This simple yet classy dish was easy to prepare and serve, making it a go-to choice for tea parties or any event where sophistication was desired. The traditional version consisted of thinly sliced cucumber placed between 2 slices of buttered white bread, making for a crisp and cool bite. However, American variations started to make their way into the picture, adding a modern twist with spreads like cream cheese, mayonnaise, or even dill, giving the sandwich an extra layer of flavor. For a fun and more indulgent take, smoked salmon or a sprinkle of spices could elevate the dish further. If you're feeling adventurous, some even swapped the classic bread for whole grain or rye to give the sandwich a different texture. Whether served with afternoon tea or as a light appetizer at a potluck, cucumber sandwiches were a perfect balance of simplicity and elegance. They may have originated in the UK, but by the 70s, they had earned their spot in the American culinary repertoire. To make these delightful cucumber sandwiches, you'll need 1 cucumber, thinly sliced 8 slices of soft white bread, crusts removed, 4 ounces cream cheese, softened, 2 tablespoons mayonnaise, 1 teaspoon fresh dill, optional salt and pepper to taste. Start by mixing the cream cheese and mayonnaise until smooth. Season with a pinch of salt, pepper, and dill if using. Spread the mixture evenly onto the bread slices. Layer the cucumber slices on top of the spread, then top with another slice of bread to complete the sandwich. For an extra touch, you can slice the sandwiches into small triangles or fingers for a more refined presentation. Keep them chilled until ready to serve. and watch as they disappear at your next gathering. Cucumber sandwiches embody a time when elegance was all about simplicity, and their cool, refreshing taste remains a timeless treat. Even though they've become less common in modern potlucks, their nostalgic charm ensures they still pop up every now and then, reminding everyone of the delightful sophistication of the past. Cucumber sandwiches have long been a beloved snack, particularly enjoyed during afternoon tea or as a light bite before supper. Traditionally served at tea breaks during club cricket matches in England, they strike the perfect balance between indulgence and refreshment. The creamy cream cheese and yogurt spread complements the crisp, refreshing cucumber, while the hearty, whole wheat bread binds everything together. The bread is usually crustless, allowing for a delicate texture. For an ideal presentation, the sandwiches are often cut into elegant shapes such as triangles or finger-sized portions, perfect for tea or social gatherings. This simple yet delightful dish takes only 10 minutes to prepare. All you need are some fresh cucumber, a spread, and your choice of bread. English cucumbers or mandolins are ideal due to their thin skin and fewer seeds. Start by slicing the cucumber and lightly salting it to reduce excess moisture. Then combine softened cream cheese and butter in a bowl, adding chopped dill or mint and a pinch of salt and pepper. Generously spread this mixture onto the slices of bread. Layer cucumber slices on half of the bread before topping with another slice, ensuring a bit more of the cream cheese spread. Thank you for watching. Which of these classic potluck staples is your favorite? Or do you think we missed any? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for